Hello guys, yeah, I'm happy to have you back today on my channel, and today I'll be teaching you something really interesting. Okay, I'm going to be teaching you how to design a simple flyer, beautiful flyer like this from the start to the finish. Okay, so I'm going to be teaching everything you need to know. Alright, so just sit back because I'll be taking to my computer. And I'll be teaching you everything you need to know. You don't need to worry, alright, because you are on the right place. But if this is your first time you're coming on this channel and you've not subscribed to my channel, please, I'd like you to do that immediately. Please hit the subscription button and also hit the notification button. And if you have any question at any point in the video and the tutorial, I would like you to drop your questions and comments on the comment section. Okay, so we'll just get started on designing a flyer in this video. Alright, and on the screen you can see I have one very simple flyer here. And this flyer, I love everything about this flyer because I can see the simplicity on the flyer. I can see the right use of elements, the live place of alignment, and very good principle of designing on this artwork. So I actually got this artwork from FreePic, so I could use for the illustration. It's an event flyer, and I like the concept, so I thought I should teach you guys how to design something like this. So let's get started. On my system right here, on the left here, on the right here, I can see this flyer. You can see this flyer. There's an event flyer as well by brother. So is a DJ. His name is DJ Empire and DJ Empower. Yes, you can find him on Facebook as Hype Man DJ Empower. Alright, I had to get his permission to use this picture on this flyer for this video. Alright, so thank you DJ Empower. Alright, so I'm going to be using this picture for the new design. Alright, so but meanwhile, this is the main design that we are going to work on now. Alright, so let's get started. First, what I need to do is to get DJ Empower's picture out of this this flyer. Okay, we need to get it out of this flyer. Alright, so that's what we need to do right now. So let's do that first. That I'm going to use the CorelDraw tracing style. So I'll just zoom into the picture very closely, and then you can see that I'm using my hand to switch over and to carry around areas I really want, and I have my zoom to always zoom closer. So I'm just going to drag over where I need to view very well, and then I still have to zoom closer because at this point I want to trace. Whenever you want to trace image, you will have to get closer so you can capture the elements or details very well. So when you do that, after getting closer to the image you want to trace, what you need to do is to pick your polygon to get the pen tool. Get the pen tool. You can see the pen tool there. Alright, get the pen tool, and then you just use the pen tool and walk over the image. You just start drawing lines by clicking. So why I'm doing this is notice I'm being careful. I'm taking my time. You have to take your time so you get accurate tracing. And notice why I'm tracing, I'm not going out of the image body, so that I can get perfect tracing like that. Alright, so I get my hand to move forward. I pick my tool and I continue from where I stopped like that. So you can see that I'm using my hand to move around while I am too close to the environment. Hand tool, I drag over my polygon to my pen tool again, and I click from where I stopped, but notice that I'm clicking. While I'm clicking, I am, you know, like I am clicking from the point I stopped so that it will continue, right? So this is the part I need. This is the part I need actually. So I'm going to pen to continue. I don't really need all of this, so I will just carry on. So you just want to make sure that you go around the area you want to capture, and so you can use it for your design. Then make sure you go around the object accurately and don't have any irregular parts. Make sure you are doing it accurately so that it will look professional. Just as I'm working on it, once I'm done, you will not see any irregular parts. Alright, I press the H key on my, whenever I want to get the hand tool, I quickly press the H key on my keyboard. So that gives me that hand tool. Alright, so keep going. Yeah, I have, okay. So you also have to, you know, be careful, pay attention to details while you are tracing an image. Alright, so this is the very easy way to trace out images from another part. Maybe someone sent you a studio image and you want to, you know, and you like to trace out some parts. You like to get out the image part. You just do what I'm doing right now. Right, it's very easy, and it's very easy and simple, as you can see. Alright, so I'm keep tracing. Actually, you can notice that while I'm tracing, the part of the object is not really that sharp, and you know why? Because the quality of the image is not really, so I got this image from DJs Empower's Facebook page, but when you have a client and you want to work for a client, you have to advise the client to give you a very quality image, especially this photo shoot direct, like send it over to your image so that the quality will not drop, and then so that when you want to trace it for your work, it will look sharp and nice. Alright, so I think you can see we have gone around the circle. You notice that while I was drawing, as I got to the last point, I have to make sure that I connect it to the last, alright, so that I'll form a closed circle. If I zoom out now, you notice that I have drawn lines or parts around the area I want to capture. So what I will do next is this. After drawing that, I will now click on this part I just drew. You can see that I've selected it. Then I hold on the shift key on the keyboard and click on the main background, like the whole image where the picture is. So I have done multiple selection. I've selected the shape I've drawn together with the part. Then I'll come over to the screen here. You will see, you come out to the top menu here, you see intersect. So what you do, you just click on the intersect. Alright, that's all. Now after doing that, you can carry out the part you drew, and then you can also carry out the image. Alright, so that's very simple, you see, right? Okay, interesting. So now we have gotten the image for our new flyer we want to design. So the next thing I'll do is I don't need this anymore, so I will just delete it for the meantime. And then let's get started with the flyer. I have my pictures and I have and the logo, something like a logo. So these are the things I need for my flyer majorly. Okay, so I'll get started now. I'll have to, so okay, there's one more thing here. After tracing, I can observe that there are some parts that are not really looking perfect here. So what I can do is I can use my shape tool, click on it, and then try to smoothen parts, try to make parts okay. All right, I can convert to curve and then work on it. All right, try to smoothen parts. Let me see. Okay, it looks better right now. It looks better right now, but I can see an edge here that I don't really like, so I can zoom in as well and use my shape tool and then try to make things look clean. That's the main idea. Let me see how it looks right now. It's still looking too sharp. I don't think DJ Empower will like it that way, so I will just drag it down a little and zoom out. You can see that I'm always zooming in when I need details, so that's a very good habit you want to use. Okay, all right, so let's get started now. The next thing to do is to choose what size of flyer I want to do. Remember, if you were in my physical classes or my previous video, I have taught you guys how to choose flyer size and all of them. We do have two flyer size. We have A5 and A6. These are the two major flyer sizes, but if it is an online social media uploads and all of that, you can decide to get a dimension by yourself. All right, but in this case I'm just going to use the A6. all right, or let me just use the A5 for the meantime. All right, then that is the size of A5, so I will just draw my path around the A5. I'm just going to draw a rectangle, and then I fill it. I think that is black, I guess, so I fill it black. All right, okay, the next thing for me to do is to all right, now the next thing for me to do is to arrange my picture in front so that I'll get that good. Okay, I'm not done with the background, so I will now draw another white here. You can see this white background, draw as a rectangle and fill it white. And then you notice something about that rectangle, that the white one, it has a rough part. Notice a rough part behind. All right, that's a very simple thing to do. How do we get a rough part? Just click on the object, the white background, go to the shape view, expand the more tools under that shape. You will see the roughing tool. Look at it here, click on it, and then you can increase the size of the roughing from here, the nibble size. All right, let's say all right, let's make it 50 to 20. You can see that as you increase it, the size of the nibble increases. So what you do is to drag over that nibble on the flyer. So if you think my own is too wide, so I will undo that and then resize the degrees. So let me make the degree, let me make it 20 degrees. It was 50 before, so I'll have smaller. Okay, maybe I'll make it 100 degree. You see, because as a designer you keep trying out things, you change values, you keep trying out things until you get what you want. I still haven't gotten a perfect, so I can continue changing the degree to get until I get what I want or what I'm looking for. You can see that's still not that close, so I will still want to use something about 60. Okay, so let's see. Okay, now good. I think I have something close to what I need right now. So you can just use the tool to just touch around and drag over where you want to rough. So that's done. That's all about the roughing tool. I'll have to drop the tool and bring my object. Notice that when I bring my object, it's hiding behind. Why? Because it was the first object that came on the screen before others, so it is actually reflecting behind others. So what do you do to bring it up? Come to our object, come to order, and set to front. So in that object order, you can see other ways to lay object. All right, so now it's back in front, and then what I want to do right now is this. All right, these two images have to be inside this container. So what I'll do is right click on this image, say power clip, and point here to send that image inside. Then to arrange it very well, right click on it and say edit power clip. Alright, so I will just arrange it very well inside the power clip, and then hopefully when I click on this mouse to stop editing content, I will get that reflection. Alright, then I'll do the same thing to the picture, right click power clip, and I'll point inside edit power clip so that I can arrange the you can notice that there is smooth path. You can notice that there is a smooth path on this part of the image. So by power clipping it and placing it over this layer, you get that straight line. Alright, so you just inside the edit PowerPoint, you're seeing the virtual line there, so you just use the virtual line to edit what you want. Alright, so we'll keep going until we get the dimension or the positioning very well. Alright, so at this point, let me stop and see how it looks like. Alright, it looks close and better, right? Wow, nice. And if you think you want to adjust things very well, you can still go back, edit power clip, and maybe I like to increase the pictures, the photo a little. Alright, so you can adjust, and we get until you get a perfect alignment as you wish. Wow, I like this already. And then the next thing for me to do is the music and the event. So I will just go back into the power clip. I'll go back into the power clip and have my red. The first one is the yellow background, and notice I'll just keep a yellow background here, and I'll type, I pick my text tool and I'll type music. Alright, and then as a designer, you have to look for good font face. I can increase this good font face that fits your job very well, but in this case I think impact works, so I'll just get impact and put my impact right here, and then I do arrange it very well to fit right in my page. Then the next one is I will have to duplicate the music. Alright, you can duplicate it. I just duplicated with the mouse. While I'm dragging, I press down the right click to drop. Alright, that's easy way to duplicate. Or you can press the Ctrl D on your keyboard and say okay, it will duplicate it as well. Or you can do Ctrl C, Ctrl V. There are a lot of ways to duplicate it. Alright, so now the next thing, I will just edit this text to be events. Alright, so you can see that it has been edited to events. So I'll take it back here, and you notice that the event font is white, but let me arrange it before and you notice that it is appearing behind, like on the head of the man. So what I can do is come over to our order and say behind this object, so it goes right behind it. So I think then I can make the color white. Right, so let me come out now and say close. You see that I've gotten something close to what we want. All right, beautiful, right? So the next thing to do is we're almost done. So I'll just get my logo, and I think the logo is placed somewhere around here. All right, and it's actually behind, so I can come to order and say come to front. All right, beautiful. That's awesome. All right, then the next thing for me to get is the date of the event written in this format and the name of the DJ. So I will just come here and draw my own shape like this. Okay, you notice something, that the shoulder level and my picture shoulder level of this one are different. So it's just because it doesn't matter, it's actually the different picture layout, so it is left for you to edit. About go back, edit PowerPoint if you wish to stretch out things or edit some things, or however it is, you still have the power to do that. All right, so that's it. Okay, now let me just work with this for the meantime, and then okay, all right, so I'll just zoom in that area so that I can have a perfect alignment. And the next thing for me to do is to get that done. So let's say 15, enter, 11, enter, 22. Right, so I used my text to write 15, enter, and all of that, and then I will select it and come over here and set center, so everything will be centralized. Okay, and then of course I'm going to bold that, or use another font style called H Hertzkimla. I don't know how to pronounce it, but just press H on the keyboard, you will get that font style. Alright, so I'll just adjust it very well to fit. Now you see it is very tiny. I would like to go closer by zooming in so that I can actually be able to arrange it very well. Alright, so I just do this, and I think this looks perfect. I would like to close, so I'll just come over to shape and pick the shape tool. I can see this form for the kenning, so I can ken it very well. Alright, and I think this looks perfect and this looks cool. Alright, so the next thing for me to do is the DJ's name. Alright, so wow, I'm enjoying this already because it's very simple and beautiful. Like I always say, keep things simple, keep it simple and keep it beautiful. Alright, so the next thing is DJ Empower. So I'm gonna type DJ Empower, and okay, and I'm going to keep it around here and change the font size, to something nice. Right, so you want to look through your font list to get good fonts. So you see, this is one reason why it is beautiful to install fonts on your keyboard. I think I like this. Let me use this for the meantime. Alright, but you can always get other beautiful fonts on your keyboard. Alright, so I think this is cool. Alright, so oh yes, now the next thing I like to do is I think there's a little information about the event right there. Okay, but not totally done. I can have another test and say this event music comedy and strip dance Alright, so I'm just going to use that as a sample text actually, and then maybe place it here and then fill it white. Alright, so I have that text around here. That looks simple and beautiful, and then maybe I also want information, so I say alright, date is also featuring guest, or let's say guest artist, Davido, Whiskey, Davido, Whiskey, Tiwa Savage. Alright, let's one more artist. Asake. Alright, so I think that's cool. We can reduce the font and make it fit right in there. Wow, I like that. I like this. Okay, so you can see that while I'm dropping, I'm making sure that everything it's in the perfect alignment. But last and not the least, you can see something they did here. My picture is actually having color, is in the color. You can decide to export it this way and send to your client. It's still fine, but you can still want to do something like this, as you can see, like the shades of gray, all right, over the skin and all of that. So you can do the two version and send over to your client. So I think I'm done. Let me delete this. All right, okay, no, let me do the shade for you at once. Okay, now watch. What you do is if you want this, you want to get the shade, I'll just have to duplicate this. All right, let me duplicate the whole of this, and then what I'll do is power clip edit. I'll have to edit power clip so that I can work on this image. So what I'll do is first of all, I'll come to bitmap, convert the image to bitmap. I use like 250 dpi, transparent and anti-aliasing. All right, then the next thing I want to do is come to bitmap, and then I'll come to mode, and I say grayscale. So I have this grayscale effect. Let me come out so you see what I mean. So you see the grayscale effect, and if you think the black and white is not okay for your liking, you can always go back, edit, power clip, and click on the object, and you come to bitmap. Then you see or you can undo that. If that is not going to be okay, you can always come to image, adjust layer, and then you can start tuning. You can tune everything and it will turn black the way you want. So let's keep working on the black. You can adjust this man until you get what you want. All right, so you see so you just keep adjusting and look on the screen to get that effect that you're looking for. Yes, okay, but actually the main thing here is the saturation. As I increase the saturation, it becomes more colorful, and as I reduce it, I get the grayscale effect. So I can use the temperature to work and other things seen to get other effects. I can also adjust the shadow, okay, so that the black areas will be more really reflective, and then the highlight as well can also be adjusted. But I think something around here is good. So you keep adjusting and testing out until you get what you actually want. So when you're done that, you say okay, and then you see, all right, we have something close to what we are looking for. So that's a simple way to get this design, this kind of flyer. I'm sure you learned something. So if you have any question, please have any question, clarification, anything, contribution, please drop the question on, drop your comments on the comment section of this video, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm sure you really learned a lot today. Alright, so many more videos coming through for awesome ways to design flyers, okay, and I'm going to be sharing them on this channel. So if you've not subscribed, I'd like to do that immediately. Please subscribe, share, and like this video. All right, so I'll see you in my next video where I'll be teaching you guys on how to design more beautiful flyers. All right.